Hey guys, today I want to talk about how to handle silence. We've all been in those situations, whether we're dating in a relationship or even in a marriage that's under stress or there's tension, of having that horribly awkward silent pause and not knowing what to do with it. Before we know it, anxiety has taken over and we are performing. We are trying to entertain, stimulate, get a man's interest, whatever it may be, to keep the conversation flowing so we do not have to feel that awkward silence. But what I want to talk about today is why we want to feel that awkward silence and why that awkward silence, that inner quiet, is where your power sits. And so consider that when we allow ourselves to simply be as we are, we don't allow that anxiety, that stress, that feeling of just needing to always be doing something kick in, that this is where we invite intimacy in such a beautiful and powerful way. And so that looks like when we feel that silent pause, we simply relax into it. We kind of drop out of our head and into our body. We kind of just notice what's coming up for us. We feel into it a little bit. And we just sink into those feelings of being enough, that we don't have to be turned on. We don't have to keep someone interested. We don't have to perform or entertain in any way to get or keep a masculine energy partner's attention. Instead, I just want to talk a minute about this because I have so many personal examples around this. I used to always feel such pressure to keep the interest, the stimulation, the conversation going. And I would just feel terrible about myself as a result of it. It felt so bad to feel like I was having to prompt and kind of make it all happen. And something magical really happened when I had the awareness to note that this is what I was doing and that I wasn't really being myself. I started to really tap into my inner quiet, the part of me that was absolutely enough, the part of me that would just sink into that feeling of worthiness, that feeling of wholeness, that feeling of just being deserving of a man's attention without having to do anything. And as I allowed myself to sink into those emotions, he started to really step up and connect to me in a really powerful way. When those silent pauses were present, I just let them pass. I didn't act on those impulses to, step in or allow that fear to lead to something that I would regret later, or feeling like that I was trying too hard, or, putting out that energy of being this kind of eager beaver type of thing, right? It doesn't feel good. And so when we tap into our inner quiet, we just connect deeply with ourselves. And when we do that, he connects deeply with us because, believe it or not, in those silent, quiet, awkward moments, that is where intimacy is born and built. And so we want to allow that to just be, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, this is something that we all embody. And we just want to kind of really check in and notice, where are we taking action from and why? And just allow ourselves to instead sink into creating that confidence, that sense of worthiness and wholeness from within. So I hope this is helpful to you. This is just a brief conversation on this topic. For more resources, please go to jenmichellecoaching.com, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.